I'm Mariah. I do youth work at St. Mary's Church in Norton, England. I help support in different activities like toddler group, kids club, youth club, and our Sunday morning small groups.
My name is Bethany, and I am the youth and children's worker at St. Mary's Church in Norton, England. I am also the Central Stockton line manager for Youth for Christ.
Bethany is a trusted leader. She's an amazing woman of God. She knows her Bible intimately.
With St. Mary's Church, I oversee all the youth and children's work. I also am the Central Stockton line manager, which I oversee 7 gap years who are located with a few churches in the Stockton area.
Sorry, you're videoing this. Please never send me this ever, please. Okay. One of my favorite parts about doing youth work in Norton, England was when I was able to lead my youth band that I was able to start at the beginning of the year. And we were asked to lead worship at Durham Cathedral, and God's presence was so there in that space. And I will never forget that.
When she said something, we had to look up in her phone what it meant, because because she said something in American, but we didn't really know what it was. So and then we just found a list of American words, and we had to we found them out what they were in English.
My favorite memory with Bethany had to have been when we were at the Durham Cathedral trip, and the youth band and I had showed up sort of late starting practice, and I told Bethany, I don't know how we're gonna get through this. We've only practiced 2 of our songs. How is this gonna happen? And then she said, just give it to the Lord, and we did. It all worked out.
My favorite part about working with Mariah is that she's bubbly, very energetic. She has this passion and drive to see our young people use their gifts through worship and through following Christ on a daily level. So having her energy and her drive, I think we work as a good team to encourage and empower our young people through our very different gifts as well.
It's hard, isn't it?
Nothing.
We have no fun.
We hate each other.
Yeah, we do.
What I love is the fact that together Bethany and Mariah working in Norton has brought a huge amount of enthusiasm, passion, energy, a depth of prayer and commitment to Christ into a context of church where we're working on cultural change, we're working to be more outward facing in mission and to enable more and more people to come to know who Jesus is.
My favorite memory is just seeing the progress of our young people and the progress in the churches. So recently with St. Mary's Church, I live locally, and so out of the 4 years I've lived in England, I've always lived quite far away from the area I worked. So this year it's been nice to walk down the street and see the kids from primary schools I work in, see the youth in my youth ministry, see the parents of our young people, and also different members of our congregation, just by doing everyday life, by going into a coffee shop or going shopping. It's nice to just walk down the street and run into someone I know from the area I'm serving in. But also it's an amazing opportunity to start at a traditional church and then just see progress take place in our young people and wanting to know more about who Jesus is and why it's important to follow him. With Mariah, about Mariah as well, is how much she loved her water bottle when she first came, and our older youth just loved taking it from her, hiding it away, hiding it in cupboards in the kitchen, putting it in random places, and then her reaction at the end of our evening, where is my water bottle, and not knowing where it's at, and going missing for about 2 weeks.
Yep.
Mariah brings to us a real energy of her youth, and of course with Mariah and her amazing voice, it's been awesome to see the way in which she's brought together young people from our parish to form a youth band, a worship band, that's having a massive impact on what has been a fairly traditional Anglican congregation. And from Mariah being faithful, journeying alongside our young people, encouraging them in their musical skills and their gifts, she's brought her own passion for worship to enable the people of God in this place to be inspired by God. So I'm so grateful that Mariah's brought that to us here in Norton.
Well, because Mariah's she's really good at singing, and I think that, well, because I live with her and she sings in the room, and that's kind of cool.
I think one of my favorite parts about living in England, in Norton specifically, is that I'm able to really invest and build relationships with my kids and youth that I get to see every single Friday. And also getting the chance to go into schools in the area and lead assemblies, come weekly to help out during recess time, and to just pour into these kids and show them God's love and grace.
Stop it. Okay. Okay, go. You don't have time to laugh.
So I've been in England for 4.5 years now. I've decided to stay because God just hasn't told me to go home or go back to America. He's taken me on a journey and I don't know where that's leading. But instead of living life by just 1 year and just reevaluating and thinking what now or what next, I just know for the time being that right now He has told me to stay. So I've stayed because I want to be obedient and just trust God on His plans for my life instead of my own.
I can't answer that. Both of them.
Bethany or Mariah?
Mariah.
Mariah, okay.
Mariah.
Mariah? Why is Mariah your favorite?
Basically because I live with her and I know her more. Probably Bethany.
I just think they're wonderful, wonderful girls, and their faith is so strong, and they're just wonderful.
Thank you for your love and your prayer for them as they partner with us here in the gospel in Jesus' name.
Hi guys, thank you so much for watching. If you're wanting to find out more about what we do, you can follow us on our Facebook page, St. Mary's Church, or you can find us on our social media.
If you would like more information about doing a gap year or serving alongside Tees Valley Youth for Christ, you can go to tvyfc.co.uk and find out more information.
You can support us by going on to ukusaministries.com and donating to either one of us as a monthly donation or as a one-time gift.